very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the Doc Watkins Show, everybody. JazzTexas ain't going nowhere, y'all. We've got a great show ahead for you tonight. My special guests are Adam Carrillo on the saxophone and the general manager of JazzTexas, Mr. Jake Corney. We're going to get to the music in just a minute, but first, let's have a look at the JazzTexas news. America's Got Talent and former American Idol judge Simon Cowell has undergone surgery after breaking his back in several spots while falling off his electric bicycle. Thousands of singers who've been judged harshly by Cowell over the years wrote him a get well card, wishing him a slow and painful recovery. In baseball, the Cleveland Indians sent home pitcher Zach Plesac after he violated team rules by leaving his hotel to go out, forcing him to be quarantined for 72 hours. Meanwhile, the entire roster of the Pittsburgh Pirates, the worst team in baseball, have all volunteered to self-quarantine until the season is over. In an interview with Gwyneth Paltrow, former Hollywood star Cameron Diaz has revealed her reasons for retiring from the movie business, saying she found peace when she quit acting. In response, millions of moviegoers say they've found peace knowing they won't ever have to see Cameron Diaz act again. For the first time in history, the MTV Video Music Awards will be held outdoors in New York City. When hearing this news, millions of millennials responded, "What is MTV? And what's a music video?" And finally, according to the New York Times, White House aides reached out to South Dakota's governor about the process of adding President Trump's face to Mount Rushmore. The chief sculptor involved responded that, though it's possible, the biggest challenge will be finding orange-colored granite. To honor the president's request, gigantic letters are being carved into Mount Rushmore that read, "Fake News." Also, First Lady Melania Trump's face might also be added to Mount Rushmore, but she wants the option to keep open of having more work done on it. And that's it for the JazzTexas News. Well, everybody, I would like to thank you so much for tuning in tonight to JazzTexas. We're so happy to be back for episode number 21 of the Doc Watkins Show. Many of you are drinking cocktails and eating food from JazzTexas with us all right now. We want to thank you so much for ordering from us on our first day back in the kitchen and at the bar. It's been crazy times, and we are going with the flow and doing everything we can to bring you the JazzTexas experience in every possible way we can into your home. So I would like to offer all y'all a toast. If you haven't ordered your cocktails and your dinner from us, there's plenty more options, plenty more opportunities for you to do so. We're going to be live with this show every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights with curbside available as well as delivery to your home. So please consider welcoming or having a drink with us and having some food with us. So here's to many more years, many more months, and decades of JazzTexas. And so cheers, everybody. All right, we're going to get started with some music here. I'd like to start out with a solo piano version of one of my favorite tunes entitled My Romance. Thank you very much, everybody. If you're just tuning in, that was a tune called My Romance. Thank you for tuning into the Doc Watkins Show. I want to give a big shout out to my man behind the scenes doing all the production work back there on the camera, Mr. Chris Zients. Also, a big thanks to Caitlin Hill, who's running our audio now at the show and doing a wonderful, wonderful job. So thank you, Caitlin, for everything you're doing for JazzTexas and for the show. Also, many of you have reached out over the last several months through email and social media, and you've called us and said, how can we support JazzTexas? Why don't you guys have a tip jar or a donate link or something on the show? And we really want to provide this show free of charge for y'all. Doing the show wasn't about raising money. However, many of you have encouraged us to put those links up, and so we decided to do it. Obviously, this is a time that's hard for restaurants and bars and live music venues, and we happen to be all three of those things. So we got the triple whammy of the pandemic in a lot of ways here at JazzTexas, and we're staying positive, and we're going to continue playing music for y'all and making food and drinks for y'all in any way that we can. And we really do appreciate your offer of support. And so we've got some links available where you can support JazzTexas now. They're in the description up on the Facebook. I can't see it right now, but it's on the little Facebook event where you can donate through PayPal and all the different apps and everything. But also we really hope that you will order dinner and drinks with us at least once a week and tune into the show. You can do some dancing, you can do some drinking and some eating and listen to music and send us special requests and still celebrate your anniversaries and your birthdays and holidays and other special events with us until it's time to reopen our dining room. We don't know when that will be, hopefully soon, but thank you so much for sticking with us during this time. I'm going to follow that last tune up with one of my favorite songs, just another one of my favorite tunes called Alice in Wonderland. Yes, Alice in Wonderland. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my first guest tonight is an extraordinary saxophonist, arranger, and composer. I've had the pleasure of playing hundreds of gigs with him over the years, and I'm so excited to have him back on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause for the incomparable Mr. Adam Carrillo. That's Adam Carrillo on the saxophone, everybody playing Autumn Leaves. Thank you, Adam, for being on the show. We're going to do another tune with Adam now for you and slow things down. Do one of the most beautiful ballads ever written by a cat by the name of Hoagie Carmichael. This is Skylark. Beautiful tune called Skylark by Hoagie Carmichael. Once again, give it up for Adam Carrillo. He'll be back in just a minute. Thank you so much, Adam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my next special guest is the one and only General Manager of JazzTexas. He and I have been in the trenches together for over 10 years, and a little pandemic ain't going to stop us now. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage Mr. Jake Corney. Jake, thank you for being on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
It's great to be back to work here with you and to have food going in the kitchen and drinks coming out from the bar and the servers out delivering food and doing just what we always did at JazzTexas, just in a slightly different way, temporarily. And, you know, you're the man behind the scenes running the operation, and I want you to tell everybody, I want you all to hear it from Jake himself, what we're doing here at JazzTexas, how y'all can be a part of that. What's going on back there?
Sure. First of all, I want to say, man, Adam Carrillo, great job, dude. That was awesome. Yeah, so I'm going to start off with, you know, Brent, you know, as you know, our marriage started a long time ago. And, you know, way back then, and, you know, maybe during the dating period, perhaps dating period, I told you that the way I felt about food, dining, cocktails, wine, it can be a very harmonious thing, very intimate, if you look at it the right way. And you said, Dad, you know, I feel the same way about jazz, and the offspring was JazzTexas.
That's right.
So that's what happened.
Born in one night of bad decisions.
One night of bad decisions.
That's all it takes sometimes, folks.
You know, all jokes aside, what we've always done here is try to create an experience for people with all of those three things in mind. To give you an experience of dining with a good meal that brings those thoughts of, you know,
did you say dining with a good meal or dying with a good meal? Because they're both both feel
you know,
like they work. I just didn't.
Dining. And
dining.
Yeah, dining. Yeah. And you know, having great cocktails and everything with the jazz to create this experience. And we don't want to stop doing that. I'm not going to stop doing that, and I know you're not going to stop doing that. So we are trying to be creative and come up with different solutions for you at home to have that. I know you can't be here with us. We want you here with us. We want you here dancing on the dance floor. We want you to get some brisket tacos and some cocktails, and we can still do that. And we're going to still do that with curbside. You know, we have to follow all the rules now, and we are. Delivery. Any way we can get it to you, and you can tune in and watch the live stream, and we can have this experience together is what we want to do.
So how can people go about getting the food and the cocktails?
Sure. We're going to make it as easy as possible. Of course, you can look at any of our media outlets, jazztx.com. That'll take you to Talk, which is the app that we use to order food through. Once you get there, you pick the time and the date you want to pick up some food from us. We're going to have it hot and ready for you at a designated time. You show up, we bring it out to you, you go home, you tune into the stream, and we celebrate together.
Is it the same menu, or have we changed it up?
Yeah, so we did change it up. Some people might not be too happy about that, and we are going to bring back some of the stuff we had on our menu.
I still eat brisket tacos every day.
Yeah, I dream about them. I'm serious.
Me too.
But we are going to switch it up. The idea now is to bring in the freshest ingredients that we can. We're talking to our purveyors. We're talking to local farmers. And we want to bring in a selected menu of things that we can have rotating. And the deal with that is it's like the different types of music we had here at JazzTexas anyway. You know, if we're doing salsa night, we want to have some kind of contribution to that. If we're doing a special guest and they have a certain style, we're going to try our best to get whatever is in season locally and use that and pair it up with the music somehow. And we're trying our best to do that, and we hope that you appreciate that. But that's kind of our way forward. We're going to have a few selected items. They're constructed meals. We're going to bring JazzTexas, that flavor to your home. And we're going to have some family meals. If you can't tune into the stream right away, or you get off work and you want to pick up a family meal and then take it home and reheat it, we have that option too. Not to mention the cocktails. Mm-hmm. So that's cocktails are it's one of those things. I think we've all enjoyed a few cocktails during quarantine.
Yep.
And we've all started making and experimenting with cocktails at home. Mm-hmm. But we might not have the selection like we have at JazzTexas to your disposal. Maybe you do, but most people don't, I think. And we want to make it to where it's an easy all-access kind of stop. You can get a perfect cocktail. It's going to come to you cold. It's going to have the right water content. And a lot of our cocktails have, 4 or 5 ingredients. And that's the key point, where you might want to make a certain cocktail. Like, we're going to have a white Negroni tonight, or I hope some of y'all are having white Negronis right now. But, there's 4 or 5 different bottles that you have to go out and buy for that one cocktail. Well, we're going to have that here, and we're going to distribute that and many others. So I think it's awesome, for lack of better words. Our cocktails, I think, are the best in the universe.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm happy about it.
We've worked hard since day one on our cocktail program, and that goes back even before JazzTexas, when Jake was one of the first bartenders in San Antonio that was part of the whole craft cocktail renaissance, and we've been perfecting that craft ever since we've been working together, even before JazzTexas. And I'm so proud of you and the entire team. You guys wouldn't believe the amount of creativity and thought that's been put into what we're doing. It's crazy to go from being able to serve cocktails in a $30 crystal glass and great plates and everything, to now we're looking at, well, we can't just do this styrofoam cup, that's not going to work. So what do we have to source the right bottles, and we got to wrap it in just the right way, and we can't just put the food in a styrofoam container and make you build it once you get home and figure out, well, where does the bread go and who gets the sauce, as I'm sure we've all experienced with to-go. So we've really, our entire team has been working tirelessly to make that process easy for you, to give you the most fresh ingredients you can, quality products, and they're all back there now, everybody. Everybody, y'all remember Cassie and Selena and Jake and Jimmy and Jordan. The whole crew is working hard for y'all tonight. So make sure to tell your friends about the JazzTexas program now. Tune into the live stream. We got lots more things coming up in the following weeks to announce to you, and we're just getting started here. Jake, thank you so much for being on the show. It's a pleasure working with you as always. Can't wait for the next 10 years to see what our relationship brings into this world.
Yes, sir. You know what? I'm always, since day one, I think that what we've done here, I'm super appreciative of, and moving forward, we're going to move with the times, and it's my pleasure. Thank you,
Jake. Thank you for being on the show. That's Jake Corney once again, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. All right. Well, we're going to get back to the music now. I'm going to do a special request. This is a tune, a beautiful bossa nova tune written by Antonio Carlos Jobim, one of my favorites. It's called Wave. That's Wave by the great Antonio Carlos Jobim. Thank you very much, everyone. Well, I know that we're still, after several months, all stuck in our homes with this whole thing, and many of you are getting bored. You've reached out to us saying you're looking to find other interesting things to do. You've watched enough videos of puppies and kittens and everything, and you're turning to things like board games and other activities to keep yourself occupied during the pandemic. So we decided to create our own unique board game for you, which you can play along with right there at home. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the board game. Now, y'all know how the board game works. First, we pick two boring people who are both famous. We compare them, contrast them, and then I get to decide who's the biggest bore. So tonight on the board game, who's more boring, Millard Fillmore or Bill Belichick? Well, on the one hand, Millard Fillmore was the 13th president of the United States and the last member of the Whig Party. Unless that orange thing on Donald Trump's head counts as a Whig, of course. Fillmore is credited with sending his Commodore, Matthew Perry, to open trade with Japan. Apparently, Commodores Courtney Cox and David Schwimmer weren't available. Millard Fillmore fell in love and married his teacher, Abigail Powers. Of course, back in 1800, it was scandalous to start dating your teacher if you weren't at least in the 5th grade. In 1856, after failing to be reelected, Millard Fillmore ran again for president and was nominated by the Know Nothing Party, teaching us all a huge lesson. If the party nominating you is called the Know Nothing Party, your chances of being elected aren't very good. On the other hand, Bill Belichick is an NFL coach who's the head coach of the New England Patriots. Unlike Millard Fillmore, who represented the Know Nothing Party, Bill Belichick is the self-appointed head of the I Know Everything Party, a party of one that nobody else wants to join. Before coaching the Patriots, Belichick was so hated when he coached the Cleveland Browns that he received death threats, which is shocking considering what a warm, lovable guy Belichick is now. Bill Belichick is friends with Bon Jovi, who's also friends with Donald Trump, which makes sense because there's a song Bon Jovi could dedicate to the president, You Give Love a Bad Name. Belichick has a lot of nicknames, including Punk, Boy Genius, and Doom and Gloom. But most of us football fans, we finally refer to him as the gigantic a-hole. It's a tough call, folks, but if you had to pick who bores you the most, Millard Fillmore or Bill Belichick, the correct answer is Bill Belichick. And thanks for playing the board game. And back to the music. All right, this next song I would like to dedicate to some very good friends of mine who are having their anniversary, their 37th wedding anniversary, in just a couple of nights on Thursday night. And their names are Gil and Liz Morales. Many of y'all know them, longtime fans of JazzTexas, and they're here commenting on the thread right now. So wish them a happy anniversary. Liz and Gil, it's your anniversary week, so we've got lots more requests coming for you in the next few days. But I'd like to do this one for y'all now. It's one of my favorite love songs. It's a little different. It's an old Willie Nelson tune called I'd Have to Be Crazy. Have to be crazy to stop all my singing and never play music again. You'd call me a fool if I grabbed up a top hat and ran out to flag down the wind. I'd have to be weird to grow me a beard just to see what the rednecks would do. And I'd have to be crazy, plumb out of my mind, to fall out of love with you. I know I've done weird things, I've told people I hear things, silence was all that abounds. The days when it pleased me be on my knees, following ants as they crawl across the ground. Been insane on a train, but I'm still me again. The place where I hold you is true. I know I'm alright, 'cause I'd have to be crazy to fall out of love with you. It sure would be dingy to live in an envelope, waiting alone for a stamp. You'd swear I was loco to rub for a genie while burning my hand on the lamp. Well, I may not be normal, but nobody is. So I'd like to say before I'm through that I'd have to be crazy, plumb out of my mind, to fall out of love with you. I'd have to be crazy, plumb out of my mind, to fall out of love with you. Happy anniversary, Liz and Gil. That's a tune sung by the great Willie Nelson called I'd Have to Be Crazy. Well, we've got time for just one more tune for you all tonight. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Doc Watkins Show. Make sure and be back with us on Friday night at 8 o'clock, same time, same channel. We're going to play a little blues for y'all, an old Thelonious Monk tune called Straight No Chaser. So please welcome back to the stand, the bandstand, Mr. Adam Carrillo. tuning into the show tonight. I want to also give a special shout out to Alamo Music for giving us the use of this Kawhi grand piano for our live streams. Guys, thank you so much for helping us out during this time. And make sure and tune in on Friday night. We've got NBA superstar, two-time NBA champion Brent Berry joining me for an interview, and I cannot wait to ask him a few questions, if you know what I mean. So we'll see you all next time. And once again, thanks to Adam Carrillo, Jake Corney. Make sure and order some food, some drinks. Thank you so much for everything y'all are doing to support Jazz Texas. We'll see you next time. Good night.